Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, emergency funds released for food assistance, but there's a catch, the latest twist. Plus, Washington's shutdown won't stop Victoria from feeding its own. We'll have a look at the local effort. And weekend travelers stuck in hours-long lines at airports. Why it's getting worse.
Well, the weather was very cooperative over the weekend. Today, another gorgeous day. We're going to slowly warm up most of this week, but there is another front probably next weekend, and we'll be talking about that coming up in a moment.
And 2 girls thrown from a Ferris wheel after it malfunctions, sending the children to the hospital. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon, and thanks for being with us. I'm Shawna Currie. The Seadrift Police Department is investigating an early morning fire. It happened on Sergeant Rodney Taylor Avenue near Orange Street. According to a social media post by the police department, 1 person has been arrested in connection to the fire. We have reached out to the police chief for additional details and are waiting to hear back. The Trump administration plans to tap emergency funds to keep the SNAP food assistance program going, but it'll only cover about half the families who depend on it. As ABC's Christian Cordero explains, it's one of many government services still in limbo as the shutdown hits day 34.
Today, at the direction of a federal judge, the Trump administration has agreed to keep the SNAP federal food assistance program running through the shutdown by releasing emergency funds.
The president is desperate for SNAP benefits to flow to the American citizens who desperately rely upon it.
The USDA last week reversed course on this exact plan, insisting the emergency funds can only be applied to SNAP through an act of Congress. SNAP's fate changed again days later when a federal judge ruled the administration must use emergency funds to protect the program. The USDA now says it will do just that, but adds the $4.65 billion payment can only cover half of SNAP's households. And the administration says distribution of that money could take weeks or even months.
This is an intentional, vicious choice that Donald Trump and Republicans are making. And not a single American should go hungry. Not a single American.
Caught in the whiplash, nearly 42 million Americans who, according to the USDA, depend on SNAP each month for their next meal. This coffee shop in Oregon is trying to help serve its community, raising more than $300,000 to cover free meals for those in need. Its owner, Josh White, says half of the people he's helped get food are children.
An 11-year-old child came in a couple days before, and he asked for the SNAP breakfast a couple days early. He walked himself to our cafe by himself because a child was hungry.
The gridlock in Congress, meanwhile, continues, with Democrats adamant on passing a spending bill that extends health care subsidies, something Republicans are not willing to negotiate until the government is back open. And unlike roughly 1.4 million federal workers currently going without pay, members of Congress continue to get paid through the shutdown. Christian Cordero, ABC News, New York.
While local residents wait to find out when they will receive their SNAP benefits, they are turning to other ways to put food on the table. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with Captain Kenny Jones of the Victoria Salvation Army and joins us now. And Ray, what is the Salvation Army doing to help those people in need?
Well, Shawna, Captain Kenny Jones is helping those in need by either giving them some clothes to wear or food to eat. He says no matter the circumstance, his organization will always lend a helping hand to those in need. The government shutdown isn't just affecting federal agencies, it's leaving many hungry in the crossroads. Captain Kenny Jones of the Salvation Army says the attendance in their kitchen has risen since people's benefits have been cut. Jones says he plans ahead, making sure that he's able to give assistance to people in more ways than one.
If we reach out to our neighbors, our donors, they're going to come forward and help out. So it's never a question in my mind, because I always rely on my faith that God will provide. We just have to be, on our hands, on our toes, and keep our hands busy during this time, and work a little harder than we normally would.
Jones is working with hospitals in Victoria to host food drives so that he's able to keep providing food.
This shutdown and things like that tend to, kind of move our direction a little, but it's not going to stop us from what we do. The most important things we do is we feed, house, and we clothe those that are in need.
Jones is remaining steadfast and not turning people away, and is prepared to serve the community of Victoria for as long as he needs to. President Trump's administration will partially fund SNAP after 2 judges issued rulings to keep them running. The amount will be over $4 billion, covering half of the normal benefits. But it's unclear when they'll be available to SNAP recipients. Shawna?
Well, the Trump administration is also shifting $450 million in unused tariff money to keep the WIC program running through November. That is the Women, Infants, and Children Food Assistance Program, which helps nearly 7 million moms and children buy staples like fruits, veggies, and baby formula. The move follows a $300 million boost last month during the government shutdown. But the funding might not last long, with families only getting about half their usual SNAP or food stamp benefits in November. And tomorrow is Election Day. There's a lot on the ballot. Voters will decide on 17 state constitutional amendments, plus local propositions, including civil service and collective bargaining for Victoria firefighters. In Bloomington, there's a sales tax measure. And in Yoakum and Hallettsville school districts, voters will decide on a tax rate increase. The polls are open tomorrow 7 to 7. You can find a map of polling locations at crossroadstoday.com, and we will also have complete results coverage tomorrow night. Well, we had a beautiful weekend, so what are we in store for as we head into a new week? Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez for a first look at the forecast. And Mac, I hope it's a lot of the same.
Well, most of this week will be a lot of the same. It'll be slowly warming up, though. Certainly those cool, crisp mornings were very nice, and the daytimes, the evenings are gorgeous. But high pressure's on top of us. That's going to slowly give us a lot more sunshine, and slowly we'll get up into the 80s by the time we get to the weekend. Way out there in the Pacific, we see the next possible frontal system for our area. We'll talk about that and take a look at your extended outlook in just a few minutes. Shawna, back to you.
Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport is reminding travelers to arrive early and expect longer than usual wait times. The airport posted a warning today that security checkpoint lines could be up to 3 hours long. There were massive lines there over the weekend as passenger screening checkpoints tried to operate with fewer TSA agents than normal amid the federal government shutdown. Wage cuts are making some Mexican seasonal workers think twice about coming back to the U.S. for farm jobs. New rules under the H-2A visa program slash pay by about 36%. That is nearly $7 an hour, and even deduct for housing. The government says it is about saving farm employers money and leveling the field for American workers, but farmers say it's gone too far and it's getting harder to find the help they need. In Louisiana, 2 girls were hurt after being thrown from a Ferris wheel at the Harvest Festival in New Roads. It happened Saturday when their seat tipped over, sending them about 15 to 20 feet to the ground. Video shows people rushing in to help and what looks like one of the ride's buckets stuck in place. Both girls, about 11 years old, were taken to a Baton Rouge hospital. They are expected to be okay. The state fire marshal is investigating and the ride is closed for now. Take a look at this video. It shows the moment a train smashed into an 18-wheeler near San Antonio. This happened on Sunday in the city of Schertz. The 18-wheeled car hauler had stopped on the south side of the tracks when it was hit by the train traveling westbound. No one was hurt and the train did not derail. Union Pacific, as well as state and federal agencies, are working alongside local authorities to investigate the incident. If you see news happening, give our newsroom a call at 361-576-0026 or send us an email at staff@crossroadstoday.com. And we also have our Crossroads Today YouTube channel that you can subscribe to. Just hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. Are you still tired after the time change? It might not be daylight saving time. The real cause ahead. Plus, new research links long-term melatonin use to serious health concerns. That warning ahead. A new study suggests walking every day does not just help your body, it may also help your brain. Researchers found older adults with early signs of Alzheimer's who walked at least 3,000 steps a day slowed cognitive decline by about 3 years, and up to 7 years for those who hit 5,000 steps. Experts say what's good for your heart, like walking, is also good for your mind. It's a fresh start to a new week, but if you woke up wanting to stay in bed this morning, it may not be due to yesterday's time change. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains why and has more on the subtle signs of sleep apnea.
Whenever the time shifts, so does your sleep routine, and it may mean you wake up sleepier than usual, but if it's a consistent problem, the fatigue and lack of energy may not be due to daylight saving time.
You're giving yourself 7 to 8 hours of sleep and you're still waking up tired, you're tired during the day, then definitely looking for a sleep disorder like obstructive sleep apnea is reasonable.
Dr. Mina Khan with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says obstructive sleep apnea is a medical condition where a person's airway closes off and on during sleep. Some subtle signs of this sleeping disorder include waking up feeling tired like you haven't slept at all, having low energy, or difficulties with concentration and focus. She says more obvious symptoms are snoring, gasping during sleep, and dozing off during the day.
There's severe obstructive sleep apnea has been associated with development of high blood pressure, heart issues, strokes, and memory problems.
Khan says there are several ways to treat obstructive sleep apnea, the most common being the use of a CPAP device, which works by delivering pressurized air into the sleeping person to keep the airway open. If you suspect this sleep disorder, a doctor can have you tested.
It is done with a sleep study. There is a home sleep study that is used mainly to diagnose obstructive sleep apnea. So not everybody has to come into the sleep lab and sleep overnight.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Several factors can increase your risk of obstructive sleep apnea. Age is one of them. Men are generally at higher risk than women, but that changes after menopause when women's risk goes up as well. Dr. Khan also says being overweight can make sleep apnea more likely. Taking melatonin for long periods of time could be a sign of underlying heart problems. A study of more than 130,000 adults found that those who took the sleep aid for more than a year were nearly twice as likely to develop heart failure. Researchers said there is no evidence that melatonin itself causes heart problems. However, a need to take them could be a signal that the body is experiencing cardiac issues. Experts agree that more research is needed into the supplement's possible side effects.
Well, things are beautiful today, lots of sunshine and fairly mild weather. We are going to be slowly warming up this week, but we'll see temperatures in the 80s, but it shouldn't be bad to get anything done outdoors. Right now we're at 75, as you see right about there, and that 79 was our high for today. We're generally going to be dry, so we'll talk about your 7-day forecast coming up after this.
Powerful story of brotherhood and strength lives on beyond the game. One player's legacy is inspiring a new season and a new generation.
Walks around the hallway, goes up and down 2 flights of stairs, runs up the stairs. They're like, whoa, 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 take it easy, you know? But that's not him. That's not who he was. He was gonna push himself.
Don't miss Legacy of Courage with weekend sports anchor Ray Robinson. A 25 News Now Extra, Thursday night at 10.
I know you enjoyed the weekend because that was absolutely spectacular weather as we had high pressure come in and give us the nice cool mornings and the mild afternoons. A little chilly for some of you, I know. But high pressure is going to be over us for most of this week, and that's going to slowly warm our temperature up, probably getting into the mid upper 80s by the end of the week. This frontal system that you see up north is really being pushed by some very strong winter winds, but it's going basically to the east coast. Not going to be a factor as far as we're concerned. What I'm looking at is right about here. It's a very large Pacific storm, which is going to be dropping down. This is going to be another big wet system for the west coast. And, you know, like I say, I watch the west coast a lot because for them to get rain and snow early in the season is a good sign. A, it'll stop the fire danger, and B, it'll replenish our water supply, which is a lot of it, you know, is important up here, and a lot of our rivers in Texas basically start in the Rockies, and so that water needs to drain down slowly but surely. That system will bring a big dump of snow and rain to the Intermountain region in the next 2-3 days, but as far as we're concerned, it gets here probably Sunday, and it's just going to have a slight chance of a rain chance. Now, this is right about now, and you can see how everybody's in the mid 70s. I don't know, I had to pull out a windbreaker last night to go outdoors, and you can see the temperatures across the state are very comfortable. With the abundant sunshine, well, we do warm up a little bit. Our winds will be almost non-existent for tonight. By tomorrow, though, they'll slowly be turning back around to the southeast, as you see right about here, and that's what's one of the reasons we're going to start warming up. We're going to see, shall we say, temperatures and winds pick up out of the south. Temperatures slowly start crawling back up into the mid 80s. It shouldn't be bad. It should be actually quite beautiful. All of a sudden, things are quiet in the Atlantic. Remember, after such a busy season. And of course, as you know, I just wanted to comment the storm that went over, Melissa, that went over Jamaica. At this point in time, last report I saw, there were only 50 fatalities, and I'm grateful for that because I feared it would be into the thousands. But apparently, the folks did get the message. They knew it was coming. They hunkered down. They stayed off the roadways because the surf was brutal, and if you've seen the damage, it's just extensive. But in terms of loss of life, I think people got the message and, took precautions. And so that is gone. Way up here, the remnants of Melissa have gone away, fortunately. Well, let's take a look at the next 7 days. High pressure is over us. The first front that's in the Midwest right about now should sort of give us a little bit of a glancing blow, but that's not the one that's going to bring us any kind of precipitation. That one is still way out there in the Atlantic, Pacific, and that's the one that's going to come in over the weekend. So in the meantime, we're just going to have to just enjoy the beautiful sunshine. I mean, I hope it's okay with you, but if you're doing anything outdoors, couldn't ask for nicer weather. Very comfortable, mild weather, and temperatures getting slowly back up into the 80s. So we're looking at about 79 as a high tomorrow in the Port Lavaca area. In Cuero, you've got a wall-to-wall sunshine tomorrow after a cool start down in the 50s, getting up to about 81 as a high temperature. So as I said, we're looking for a slow warming trend, sunshine all week long. Then Saturday, maybe a little cloud cover or two. Sunday, we have that front coming through. Slight chance of a rain shower Sunday night and Monday as that system blows through. But the temperature will slowly back down and get down into the upper mid 70s. So a little bit of a cool down. No major cold outbreak, but at least, you know, it keeps it feeling like October. That is your 7-day. Oh, wait, are we November already? We are. Oh my gosh. Where did October go? That's that's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. We'd love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. Shawna, back to you.
Still to come, rising costs change how Americans shop for gifts this holiday season. We'll take a look at the new trend ahead. Here's a look at how the markets closed to start the week. The Dow dropped 226 points. The S&P 500 rose 12 points, and the Nasdaq closed up 110 points. The price of oil is up a penny to $60.99 per barrel. Staying within your budget during the holidays can be tough. According to a recent Bankrate survey, more than 1 in 4 shoppers may take on debt this gift buying season. Michael Yoshida has some financial pitfalls to avoid and ways some shoppers are finding savings while still giving meaningful gifts.
'Tis the season when gift giving can take over our lives. But with many Americans still worried about rising costs, resale or secondhand shopping is becoming a more popular way for finding value and meaning in gifts.
What we're finding is that consumers are ready to spend nearly 40% of their holiday budgets on secondhand, which is up significantly from last year.
Alon Rotem of ThreadUp, an online thrift store, says the stigma around buying secondhand is starting to disappear, with it becoming more mainstream.
Because value is king with consumers, this is a great way for them to extend their dollar and get more for their money. Secondhand is also a way to sort of cut through the noise of the ordinary and find more unique items, items that tell a story, items that are more personal.
Other ways to save. Start early to take advantage of end-of-summer clearance sales. Don't wait until Black Friday. Use reward credit cards, taking advantage of cash back or points. And to keep your holiday shopping from turning into a financial horror show, remember, for your debit card, know your balance, don't overdraft and suffer fees. For your credit card, even if you have a high limit, don't spend beyond your budget. And with buy now, pay later options, try not to use them for discretionary spending that can quickly add up.
Very easy to forget, say 2 out of the 20 small purchases with different payment due dates that you made from a few months ago. And once you have missed payments, they may get reported to the credit bureaus.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
November kicks off with a major business move. Kimberly Clark, the maker of Huggies, is buying Kenvue, the company behind Tylenol. The nearly $50 billion deal brings together big brands like Kleenex and Listerine and could boost revenue to about $32 billion a year. The merger is expected to wrap up in late 2026, with Kimberly Clark shareholders owning just over half of the new company. It's what you get when you cross Oreos with Thanksgiving. Oreo is launching 6 new Thanksgiving-themed flavors, including turkey and stuffing, sweet potato, and creamed corn. There's also caramel apple pie, pumpkin pie, and cranberry sauce. Each Oreo cookie is covered in fudge that's infused with one of those 6 flavors. The cookies come in a limited edition Oreo-shaped tin. The Thanksgiving-flavored Oreos are only available through the Oreo website. Some of those, I don't know, I'd have to try to give an opinion on them. Well, to get more news, weather, and sports, just come to crossroadstoday.com. And meet Swim Shady, the sea turtle with an incredible comeback story. We'll have the details right after this.
The government shutdown nearing the longest ever. Millions of Americans impacted. Plus, travel chaos across the country. The critical shortage of air traffic controllers. The impact on thousands of flights with the holidays coming up. World News Tonight with David Muir is the most watched newscast in America.
A sea turtle with a catchy name, Swim Shady, is back in the ocean. The adult loggerhead was released off Juneau Beach after recovering from a boat strike at the Loggerhead Marine Life Center. Volunteers and onlookers cheered her on as she crawled back to the waves very slowly, but she did make her way back. With nesting season just wrapping up, officials are reminding boaters to take it slow and watch out for sea turtles like Swim Shady because every flipper counts. So I love seeing sea turtles.
Yeah, they're enormous. And you know, we're so lucky that down from Corpus Christi, Padre Island National Seashore, they have populated that place. And they're all over the place.
I want to make it down there to see the hatchlings come out and go down to the water. I'm afraid I'm going to want to scoop them all up because they're so cute. I've been there.
It's really magical. And you know, the deal is that when they show them the beach, they see the beach.
And they'll come back. For their life,
later,
yes.
30, 40 years later, they'll come back to that beach to nest. Crazy, it's amazing. Anyway, folks, enjoy the weather. It's going to be nice and sunny. Low humidities for a couple of days. We'll slowly warm up into the upper 80s by this weekend, but then there's a front coming in on Sunday. Hopefully, that will reestablish the cool air over the crossroads.
All right, not really beach weather if you want to get in the water, but if you want to go down and maybe have a fire and hang out at the beach.
Now you're
nice weather.
Now you're talking.
Yes. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 6 right after World News Now with David Muir.